Welcome to another episode of Choppin' on the Road. I'm your host, Abdul the Barber, and today, man, we got some food on the motherfucking set, man. So I got my guy here, man. His name is David, and everybody meet David, the grit chef.
How y'all doing?
So what's up, man? Talk to me.
Man, well, as you say, I call myself the grit chef. I've been working on what I like to call gourmet grits recipes for about 7 years now.
Okay.
It started off as a way to kind of just make signature dishes for like the people in my life. For example, my pops, he used to have a handful of dishes that he would make that only we would know.
Right.
Like he'd come home from work and be like, I'm gonna make no-name sandwich, or I'm gonna make Texas beans and rice. And it's like only we knew what that was. So
Right.
it was a great time for us, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do that, you know, for the potential family that I was gonna make in the future and all that. And I just started working on cooking. And grits was the first thing that came to me, man. It's always been it's always been a comfort food, a favorite of mine. Like I always go back to it. And the first dish that I started working with was what is now called the baby grand. And I believe that's what you got here on set with you.
Okay.
What I brought for you.
Oh,
So baby grand is cheese.
Grits, y'all.
Yeah. The baby grand is cheese grits with a salmon fillet and mushrooms that have been flambéed in a honey chili bourbon sauce. And back when I started this, man, it was just like one of those things
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah, what's up?
That shit sounded faster than tomorrow. How you open it? Oh, shit.
Hey, man, well, I can't call it gourmet grits and not,
Yeah.
come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord, this smell good. Hey, if y'all could smell this, bruh. If y'all could smell this, look, I don't know if y'all can see that, but I don't want to spill it, but yeah, this, oh my God, bro.
Steam's still coming out. That's why I like the thermoses.
So, let me ask you this, man. So,
Yes, sir.
grits, explain to, because I don't think people really know, well, I say everybody don't. It's a Southern cuisine, right?
Yeah.
But can you explain what grits is to the people that don't know?
Yeah, so I can try to break it down a little bit. So grits is hominy. It's a grain that comes from corn, very small, fine grains that when you cook in a similar method to, like, say, rice or if you're trying to make a risotto or something like that, you get a similar creamy kind of consistency. The natural starches of the corn come out of the hominy and create a more homogeneous. Hey, man, if you're cooking it right. So yeah,
damn.
Grits, grain that come from corn, made in the same way that you would make a rice or a risotto, and the flavors come from what you add to it. And over the years, I've learned that simpler, cleaner, fresher is best. So 2 types of cheese. When it comes to seasoning my stuff, most of the time I'm only salt and pepper, unless, you know, I'm trying to do a special something, like say with those mushrooms.
Right.
I like a fresh element, so a herb. Really like dill, lemon zest, that type of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, simpler is better, fresher is better. I used to have this phase where, you know, a lot of paprika, garlic, salt. You know, I would throw all that stuff in there, man, and it would be good. It'd be good, you know. But I got to a point where I was like, I wonder if I can truly take credit for the way that stuff tastes. If, you know, I'm always, you know, Lowry's, McCormick, you know,
Right.
if I'm not going to sea salt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know. My mama just sent me something the other day, man. His brother was making salmon, and he's just a whole bunch of Cajun seasoning on it. I'm like, I mean, I'm sure it's good, but is the salmon flavor there? Might be there.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, might be there in spirit, but you know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, I dialed it back, started trying to think, you know, fresher, cleaner, simpler, but while, you know, at the same time bringing those flavors out to the forefront. Okay. And, you know, just making it look presentable.
So this is a question that I think, you know, us black folks ask. We argue about, right? I think you already know I'm gonna ask you. Is it salt or is it sugar?
Ooh, here you go.
Is it salt or is it sugar,
You
man?
better piss some people off tonight.
That's okay.
So I was raised savory, right? Salt, pepper, cheese, butter, right? Now, given the nature of this project of mine, at first, like I said, it was just me coming up with signature dishes for people in my life and just me in general. But it has since grown to a level of where now anybody and everybody is, you know, that's seeing interest in it. And like, yo, man, when do I get some, you know, how can I get some of the gourmet grits? And I've run into people that were like, hey, man, you make sugar grits? And for a while, man, I was so like torn, conflicted, because I wanted to be like, I'm like, nah. I ain't got nothing for you, homie. I'm sorry, but
everybody, I got a homie, right? He's a cook in the Navy, and he makes burgers pretty good, man. And I remember putting condiments on the burger and cheese and all that. And he got mad at me.
Yeah.
He was like, you don't need to put that on there, man. It's good without all that. You don't need that. And I was like, what? Bro, this is, you know, I'm used to putting it on my burger, but you know, that's the way he felt. But I think now he's grown. He don't.
I got you. In a sense, I kind of understand where he's coming from, but you know, at the same time, like I said, the more the project grew and the more people that became interested in eating the food and trying the food, I felt bad not having something for the people that like a little sweeter grits. So while not compromising my upbringing and you know, my beliefs about the dish, I've made more sweeter versions, but I've maintained like an element of savoriness in those dishes as well. And it's not just sugar. That was one thing I was gonna tell myself. Like, I was like, all right, if I'm gonna make sweet grits, I'm not just putting sugar in it. Because what's gourmet about that? You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you do it. Okay. So I got one dish I call the Loma.
The Loma.
Loma, land of milk and honey.
Right.
So I make an eggnog. And then I mix that into the grits, have like a light cheese, something that's not too potent, but still retains, you know, that creaminess and a little bit of that savoriness. Mix those together. I have a blend of spices and sea salt and pecans that I've like ground up. And what I do is like I make that grits base layer, I plate it, I hit it with, or I top it with a piece of baked like brie cheese. And then I drizzle like rosemary, honey on top of that spice salt blend, sprinkle that on top of that, and have some grapes off to the side. And that is my way of making like a sweeter than savory, but still savory grits dish for the people that like it sweeter. So yeah, I got some other things in the works for, like I said, that group of people as well. So I intend to keep y'all in the family, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. But savory is right. That's how we did it.
So it's salt.
It is salt, baby. But I got some for the other folks too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty dope, man. So, I always like to ask, man, like, you're in this avenue of, you know, food and whatnot, but like overall, like your time here in Japan, like how do you feel being here and your experiences?
Oh man. So I've been here for 12 years altogether.
Okay.
And not all of it was grits. More recently, I've been, you know, expounding and stepping out of like more local home boundaries when it comes to grits. I did a couple of events last year, tasting events, one in Tokyo, one here in Yokosuka, and I plan on doing more of that in the future to just spread the word. But like I was, you know, military at one point, Did a few years of that, got out, found a contracting gig, doing some years of that still, and it's different when you know the Japanese experience is different.
On the other side.
Yeah, versus
military, right?
But I'd say as a whole, I enjoyed it. It's like I came here really young, so it became kind of like a second home to me. Like this was my first step to growing up and doing things on my own, and it was here. So I learned how to move, I learned how to communicate, and just I got around, saw the sights, met some of the people, made some really nice connections, and yeah, overall lovely experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some of your future goals with this avenue?
Oh wait.
What do you want to achieve? Or
Well, it's I guess for grits specifically, because I have other things that I'm working on as well. My main goal in life is to become somebody that's not even like undoubtedly like a Renaissance man.
Okay.
Like when you look at the things I've done and the things I put out there, I want somebody like, oh man, he's done this, he's done that, he's done this, he's done that.
you're on the right path,
You
bro.
know what I'm saying? Culinary arts is just one branch of the artistic tree. But as far as the grits is concerned, man, I want to take it places that people probably wouldn't even imagine. Like a lot of times you're online, you see people when they call themselves making gourmet grits. It's normally the white corn, and then maybe you'll see the blue corn as well. But even that's done like a certain way. But like I want to touch them all, man. I got recipes that I'm coming up for the pink corn, the yellow corn, red corn, white corn, man. A couple of my white corn recipes, because of the sauces and the flavors I use, they change the color. So like I got tomato cream grits, which is like a rosé sauce, a tomato cream sauce. That turns the grits orange.
Wow.
And you wouldn't even know what you're looking at, if you weren't, dealing with me personally. Like, oh, what is this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want to show the versatility of the dish to like levels that people haven't even imagined. And then while I'm here in Japan, it would be nice to grow it to a popularity where more people are looking for it. And when it gets to that point, I would love to like maybe talk business with corn farmers and see about getting a meal made.
Distribution, right.
Yeah.
That'd be dope, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'll be first in line at that restaurant, bro. For sure. 'Cause having that, what you just let me try, bro. That was.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, I call that the baby grand. So yeah.
So I hate to cut you off, man, but you gotta pay some bills, dog. So shout out to Pro Shield, man. This is your #1 shea glaze. It's for hair and skin and the whole nine, man. So come over there. You can purchase it here at Foreign Cut. So come over here and get yours while I still got them.
Nah, you cut me off all day on that because probably gonna need some of that myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you, man. Holla at me for sure.
Yeah.
Check it out, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me see. Oh. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's smooth, man. Oh yeah.
I use it, bro. I use it every day, dog.
Hey.
I use it every day, man. Like it's definitely essential, man.
That's one thing that's rough about being out here. You don't really have products, even if you're working like say with military contracting and stuff like that. If you got access to the bases, even then you don't get the stuff we need, to take care of it. So yeah, it's good having stuff like that around for sure. So yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna have to talk about getting some of that myself.
Definitely essential, man. Definitely. Other than the grits, what else do you do? Let the people know. Like,
oh shucks, man. So before I started cooking out here, I was dancing. Okay. I was doing dance performances mainly in the reggae community. Reggae, hip hop, freestyle dance. Stage name, I'm gonna get flack for it. I always do. Stage name is Mad Chocolate. Is a story behind
Mad Chocolate. Let's hear it. I got time.
There's a story behind it.
I got time today.
Hey man, so Mad Chocolate came from like I was talking to some other reggae dancers up north when I used to live in Misawa, Aomori Prefecture, and you know, I was going to the events, you know, but I was always out in the crowd, just kind of vibing, you know, and sometimes like some of the female dancers would do workshops, and I would go there, you know, learn the moves, try to pick up some names, some numbers. But mostly, you know what I'm saying, get a feel for the vibe. And I got good at it. And it got to a point where I was like, yo, you know, this performance thing y'all do, it looks fun. I'd like to get in on that. And one of the dancers, she was like, yeah, I think you could be really good at it. It'd be really cool, but you're going to need a name. So just throwing things back and forth. I told her up front, I was like, I got to have chocolate in my name, whatever it is. Because I'm coming off of, at that time, I was coming off of like, you know, military, A school. Right. My last name is Franklin. So anybody grew up in the 90s probably be familiar with Franklin the Turtle. So a lot of people got accustomed to calling me Chocolate Turtle at school. And at first it was a little annoying, but you know, it was mostly chicks doing it. Right. So I got kind of like, hey, shit, baby, I'll be a Chocolate Turtle.
Yeah, for sure.
It don't mean nothing to me.
Come on in my shell with
me. So it got to a point where it's just like, I didn't want to let that go, right? So I was like, how sick would it be to have a whole country, a whole different country of women call me Chocolate Turtle. So I threw that out there, man. So I was like, gotta have chocolate, whatever it is. And she's like throwing these names back and forth. And she came up with Mad, because, you know, like just that reggae slang lingo, Mad is like just like, you know, it's hot, it's crazy, it's hype, that type of vibe. And when I heard it, I was like, I don't know. It's kind of chill. I don't know. I think about it, right? I didn't know, but this DJ, he was overhearing the whole conversation. So I'm saying I'm going to sleep on it, let her know, and then we'll come up with something if I don't like that. I go in the club again. DJ's back in the booth. He was like, yo, new reggae dancer, my chocolate on the scene, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
that was pretty dope.
I was like, shit. Can't change it now, baby, man. So. Shit. So we got the shout out, and ever since then, man, just, you know, Mad Chocolate popping up wherever I could. I haven't done much in a while, man. COVID kind of shut things down quite a bit. I think the last time I danced was 2020. But I got something coming up next weekend.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm trying to get back out there.
Tell the people.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna be back up in Morioka. I'm be in Morioka at a place called Six. Friday night. Can I throw dates out there? Is it all good? It was like, you know what I'm saying? 24th of March at 6 in Morioka is going down.
Check them out, man.
Yeah.
Check the boy out.
About to get in there. Actually, you know what? I just remembered. That's supposed to be a surprise party for somebody.
Hopefully they don't watch this shit.
Don't watch this shit. Don't watch this shit. I'm gonna tell them about the episode after the showcase.
Oh man.
Oh shucks, man. Okay, so chefing, dancing. I like to write as well. Okay. And I've been working on some stories, and I got some ideas for music as well. But I don't have anything published on that end just yet. So at this moment, it's just a teaser.
Just a teaser.
Yeah, but if you ever catch me in a coffee shop or something, man, and you want to talk like, you know, creative writing, I got some shit for you, man. I got some shit.
You got something for the head?
I got something, man. I'm talking like, I want to take this shit and make movies and be like, hey, man.
Hey, it's possible, bro.
Yeah.
It's possible, man. I like to say, man, the sky's not the limit, man. You can go further than that, bro.
Yeah. It's like anytime I see a brother directing a film, it's always like, it seems to lean a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like the story's always a certain, you don't see a lot of brothers doing.
What's the guy's name? Kugler?
Kugler.
He does what is it? Get Out. I think he was the
Peele.
Yeah, Peele. I know Kugler.
Was it
did
Jordan
something
Peele?
else too. Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Black Panther. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Oh my goodness. Damn. Everything gets wrapped up in Marvel when I see that, right?
Yeah.
I forget who the directors are when it comes to that stuff. That's crazy. But I mean, outside of Marvel, which is already science fiction, off rip, like you don't just seeing the indie developer kind of properties going in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be somebody that touches that space a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. If you need anything, hey, you know where I'm at, dog.
Yeah, man. Absolutely,
Definitely.
absolutely. I do appreciate it. Yeah, man.
Bruh, I was checking your fit, man. Talk to me about that. That sweater is hard.
Yo.
Bro. That's tough.
Oh, man. Shoot. I appreciate it, man. So I got this sweater from Zara maybe 6 years ago, man. But I'm always just when I'm out and about, I'm looking for unique things to wear. You know what I'm saying? I like hats. My head don't always fit them, but I still like them. You know what I'm saying? Especially now that my hair is getting longer.
Right.
And just any way I can throw a fit together that looks, stands out, but it's not too wild. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love that stuff. I love going to Zara, getting stuff like this. I love just
they have
popping around.
Some decent stuff. Them and H&M and those other stuff. It's just hard to find the sizes.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, not for me, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm kind of on the small side. I do gotta watch what I eat though, but outside of that, yeah, man. Shoes, clothes, not too hard for me. 5'4". Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Anything unique and just like I said, color coordination, real key to me. So, yeah. I love the fashion. Especially if I'm out there dancing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. We're getting close to that time, man. And,
yeah.
I just want to ask, do you have anybody you want to shout out your handle?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So if you're on Facebook, the page is Gourmet Grits. If you're on Instagram, I got 2 accounts, one for the dancing and one for the grits chefing. The grits is going to be at Grits Chef. And the dancing half of me and any other artistic thing that I get inspired to put out there is going to be on Mad Chocolate. So it's going to be MADCHOCO, and it should get you there. And then, of course, like I said, on the cooking side, the Grit Chef.
Bet. Definitely gonna y'all check that boy out, man. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. It's been a pleasure, man. And that's our time today, man. So definitely more future endeavors, man. We gonna link up, and I gotta get some more of them grits, dog.
Oh, absolutely,
I gotta get some more of them grits,
absolutely.
man. So as y'all know, book your appointments. We'll see you next time.